Good morning, JRIII players. Today will be video number 4. We'll be talking about the various formations that are used in JRIII, the advantages and disadvantages of those formations. The first formation we'll talk about is the 4 stands being in a single line. That's all stands touching adjacent to one another. This is the normal battle line that was used in the Civil War. You get the maximum firepower with full benefits when you're in line. It's good for defense. The next one we'll talk about is the front one here, which is skirmish line. And in skirmish, the 4 stands are separated over 1 inch or 1 stand apart up to 2. The benefits of being in skirmish line is when they are shot at, you only get half casualties. The disadvantage is that when they fire, they only get to shoot with half their troops. They also do not have a first fire option. You cannot use a first fire marker with a unit in skirmish. The other advantage of skirmish units is that they protect troops that are behind them 2 inches or more. That is, that if troops are firing at units behind the skirmish line is the unit that usually takes the casualties, and again at half casualties. If they try to shoot at the units behind the skirmish line, it would be considered area fire at the line behind that, and that would be a loss of a dice for those trying to shoot. So skirmish line is good to protect the troops behind. The next one is extended line. Extended line is where you're extending your line, sort of like Chamberlain did a Little Round Top, because you're trying to cover more space because you don't have enough troops to fill the gap. In the extended line, the advantages is you can move quicker than normal line. Some of the disadvantages are that you are -1 on the gyro modifier when you fire, and it's a +1 for impact if you're charged. The advantage is you're -1 target gyro modifier when you're shot at. So those are benefits for that. This unit here is considered attack column. That's when all 4 stands are grouped together like that. It is good for charging. However, being in that formation, some of the disadvantages are you'll have higher casualty rates. It's a higher casualty rate when they get shot at, and also only the front 2 stands can shoot. But the advantage is it's a +2. Let me correct that. The advantage is it's a -2 impact morale when you go to impact when you're charging. However, being fired upon, it's a +2 target gyro modifier. This unit here is double line. Again, the advantages and disadvantages to double line is in double line only the front rank fires. It's a +1 target gyro modifier. It's a -1 impact morale modifier. This unit back here is disordered. A disordered formation is you can move quicker through terrain. It has no flanks when fired upon, but it is a +3 modifier if fired upon for those firing on it. It's not a good formation to be in, but sometimes it happens as a result of battle or movement. And this unit here is, of course, march column. March column is very good for movement. It snakes through terrain very quickly. The disadvantage is if it fires, you only have the first stand in the front that fires, or 2 stands of firing from the side. Now, the one special thing about march column that's used a lot by JRIII gamers is in March column. For a cost of only a -2 inches of movement, you can turn the unit from column into line, just subtracting 2 inches for movement, or if you're in line, you can go to column and then move the column move. Guys in JRIII love to do this to get their troops quickly into a position and turn to face the enemy. So those are the different formations, the advantages and disadvantages. I might want to add one more thing about the column. There is flank fire. Fired on flank or charge on flank, which is not beneficial like in any troop position when you're flanked. There is also a rule of firing down the column, right through the whole column, where there's pluses and more damage done from a unit firing at a column. So in a nutshell, I believe that covers all the formations, gives you some of the disadvantages and advantages of each. Page 6 and 7 in the rule book covers all the details regarding these formations. Until the next time, enjoy.